to probably just kick things off then, Chris. So when we're building a framework around creating a concept or creating an idea in Excel, how do you plan it?
Yeah, great question, Aaron. Well, first, I'd say you've got to think about purpose first. And let's go ahead and actually take some notes as we go ahead. I'll just zoom in a little bit here. And then, as I said, I have a particular formula for doing this, which is a system to do, and I haven't even introduced this to Aaron yet, so it's live TV, to do X by Y in order to achieve Z. This is the formula I work with whenever I'm thinking about an Excel project. This is the first thing. And the reason I use this is it's so important to think about purpose. Now, the Z in this formula is where we're thinking about purpose. And this, it sounds obvious, maybe, certainly to people who aren't computer programmers, but so often in Excel, people, just go ahead, start doing formulae, maybe start doing some coding. And before you know it, they're dealing with technical problems. And suddenly the spreadsheet is kind of moving away from its original purpose. So I would suggest you do this, be very deliberate about this, and make sure you actually write down the Z. What is the purpose of the file? And in your context, some ideas might be, well, the purpose of this file is to generate a rehab plan for an athlete, something like that. What do you think, Aaron? What might be a typical purpose, or maybe for the particular template we're going to look at today?
Well, I kind of look at my purposes. I don't really, you probably tell if I'm wrong or not, but I have, I guess, more than one. So I think about what my pain points were when it came to designing a program that was going to be used in a team environment. So I thought about what those pain points were, and then I tried to find solutions to that. So a pain point could have been, how can I automate exercise selection?
Yep. Okay. Automate exercise selection. I like it. And I suppose we could talk about a higher level purpose, just looking at my formula in more detail here. I mean, automating exercise selection, we could say, well, that's more of an X, really. That's kind of what the system is doing. But the actual purpose is more to do with, what we're trying to get out of Excel. So saving time, doing things more efficiently, getting insights on data. So, Aaron said in that Z, that's where we could address that pain point. What are we trying to get out of in Excel? Are we trying to save time? Are we trying to make sense of data? Whatever we're trying to do.
So I guess then what you're talking about, the main purpose would be, I can't really speak for most coaches, but mine would have been to automate and systemize program design.
Okay. I've just written kind of a simplification on here as an example. Okay, so for Aaron, a system to automate, and we'll talk in more detail about exactly what these words mean, by the way, automate and systematize. I'm going to say systematize. You can go for your choice of syllables there, number of syllables. System to automate and systematize. Was it exercise selection, Aaron?
Program design.
Program design. There we go. Program design. Is it in order to save time for you? Is it in order to get better insights for you? Reduce stress for you?
So the primary would be to save time, and then to generate data from the template.
Okay, cool. In order to save time and generate data, or shall we say analysis?
Yep.
Here we go, something like that. So if we're looking at Aaron's XYZ statement, so the X, what the system does. What the system does here, well, it automates and systematizes. Something like that. Okay, and then the Y, how the system does it. Okay, uses Excel. Maybe we could be a bit more specific here, and maybe I could help here, because I know in your templates, Aaron, well, there's such a range of functionality in Excel, and let me be clear from the beginning, you don't need to know all of it. Yeah, and I always say to the people I'm working with, the people I'm training, be a value creator. Don't be a technique collector. Be a value creator, not a technique collector. You know, the fact it's in Excel doesn't mean you actually know it. And believe it or not, I know a relatively small subset of techniques in Excel, but I've just got very good at combining them together and using them. So everyone has their specific focus in Excel. Aaron, I think you're attracted more to VBA and to the coding side. Is that fair to say?
Well, to be fair, I'm attracted to anything that's going to save me time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Excel VBA is certainly going to do that. And then let's say in the Z, yeah, so this is kind of the higher purpose, if you like. And we're saying in order to save time and generate analysis. There we go. As I said, well, as I alluded to at the beginning, this final purpose, the Z, this is the, yeah, as I said, the higher purpose. This should help us keep our project on track and avoid us falling down those kind of technical holes, rabbit holes that we could fall down. So that's your XYZ definition. So what the system needs to do, how it's going to do it using Excel or a particular part of Excel, and then a kind of overarching purpose that's going to keep our project on track. What do you think, Aaron? XYZ definitions?
Yeah, I think that's really good. And I guess people who are just at home following on to this, I would suggest starting to actually follow along with what we are doing, and hopefully you guys are, so then you can actually think about this, how we're applying it to this situation, but then maybe, I know probably most of you will have an idea or a concept of what you're trying to fix. So being able to apply this framework to that. So say Jimmy Hills was to building the database and track performance, he should be actually maybe following on what's going on here and actually just writing in the X, Y, and Z, and we can kind of build what he's doing, and then he can follow on with what we're doing as well.